very much for still being there with us. We're trying to see how we can reduce the number of building collapses in the country. National President, Nigerian Institute of Building, Kunle AWOBODU, joins us now. Welcome to the program.
Good morning.
Any new policy that has been implemented so far between 2020 and 2021 to forestall the cases of building collapse in the country?
I would just say kindly extend it backward to 2019.
Okay.
When the Itafaji building collapse happened?
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
The significance of that collapse at 63 Massey Street, Itafaji, is this. A new building regulation came up. That is Clause 4 or Section 4, Subsection 2. That on every site in Lagos State, there should be a builder, a professional builder, superintending over the construction activities, that is managing building production process, which has been the major source of collapse. The major cause of collapse in Nigeria is that on our building site, there is no trained and certified professional managing the complex process, the complex and interwoven process of construction. So that has been a major problem. After collapse of that building on Itafaji, professionals seriously came out on profound advocacy, and the Lagos State House of Assembly embarked on a public hearing, and at the end of the day, they saw the importance of that aspect of
having professional builders at every site.
Proper supervision on site, okay. Managing the production. Is
that happening now, 2 years down the line?
That's a worrying question, in the sense that, you know, there is always a dichotomy between policy formulation and implementation. The Lagos State Building Control Agency is trying to implement that. You know, that part of the country is very large. So our agitation now is, how can this useful, result-oriented building regulation be extended to other parts of the country?
It's a national policy.
This one is restricted to Lagos,
okay.
But here in Abuja, FCT, Federal Capital Territory, there are requirements that are very important to ensure that buildings are not produced shoddily. How? Before you can embark on setting out, in FCT now, according to Development Control Department, you must produce 4 documents. We call it builder's documents, before you are given approval to go and set out your building on site. 1, there must be program of work, construction methodology, that is 2nd, health and safety plan, 3rd. The 4th one is that production management plan,
which is the one
that is quality management plan. With those 4 documents, then that means that we should have less crisis on our sites.
Is it just about builders? Because I do know there are about 7 professionals in the built environment sector, in the construction sector. Now, why do you think people patronize quacks or use bricklayers instead of patronizing these professionals? Is it an issue of costs? Do you charge so high, or what exactly is the problem?
Yeah, that question has an existing answer. Ignorance is also a problem in any society. We are 7 in the built environment, 7 professional bodies. Everybody has his or her own unique role. In the pre-construction stage, the surveyor, land surveyor will prepare the land, which is very important, demarcation. The architect will do the design of that building. Your thoughts will be reduced to drawings. Then the structural engineer will do the structural calculations. All this this pre-construction stage is well protected. How? You go through the planning permit authorities that we ensure that no building, no approval, no building plan approval will be given without a seal on the drawings or stamp stating that qualified architects and structural engineers prepare this. So the problem now is that when it is time, if you have been given your approval, it's time for you to go to site and execute the project. They are not concerned. So that area is not regulated. So it allows for quacks to take over the construction. That is where the problem is. There was a time when we went around a particular area in Lagos, which is Yaba, with the chairman of that local government in Lagos. All the sites we visited on Yaba were under the control of people who are not, individuals who are not even in the built environment profession. They are not construction professionals at all. Some are bankers, some are...
so that still takes us back to the issue of enforcement.
Enforcement.
You have a regulation, you have a body of professionals.
Yeah.
Then why do you allow other people who are not part of you to take charge of what ordinarily belongs to you in terms of your business?
That is where our advocacy comes in. You see, if laws are made, enforcement is important. And that is an area where the government really needs to come in. If government wants to do, if government has taken a decision to change the situation, it will be done. We will see the seriousness. So, but first of all, the law must be there. The National Building Code will be on it for any years. Any nation that has no building code has a fundamental problem.
So advocacy must go on to ensure that we're able to enforce these things and the right things are done. I want to say thank you so much for being here with us. Kunle AWOBODU is the national president of the Nigerian Institute of Building. Pleasure having you here. Well, that's the show for this Monday. Thank you so much for being there with us. It was a bit tortuous initially, especially connecting with our guest online, but hopefully we're able to push it through. We look forward to having a more robust and interesting edition of the program on Tuesday. Until then, I am Utabo Moran.
And I am Kunle AWOBODU.